This video is for the souls who follow my channel who have found themselves feeling alone. Not just alone right now at this point in their life, but perhaps for their entire life. There's a kind of loneliness that is felt to the core of our being, a feeling of simply being different, being apart from others, that we can experience sometimes even when we are around other people, sometimes even large groups of people. Very often, old souls or advanced souls find themselves feeling this way. Here on this channel, we are, many of us, very old souls, very evolved souls, meaning that we have lived many, many lifetimes. And in this lifetime, because we have experienced so many different times and places and kinds of relationships, friendships, family connections in past lives, very often we choose in this lifetime to experience greater physical 3D loneliness and isolation than ever before. And while our soul remembers why we chose this kind of perpetually lonely path, oftentimes our physical 3D self, what we sometimes call the ego mind, has difficulty remembering. So that is my purpose through this short podcast video, simply to help you remember if you are one of these old, more evolved souls who is experiencing a path in this life of intensified loneliness or isolation. But first, if you are new to my channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If you are feeling alone right now and you are new to this channel, know that you were drawn to this channel, to this video, for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences or accidents, so perhaps there is some hint, some clue within this video that will trigger your remembrance of some aspect of your soul's purpose here on earth that you predetermined prior to incarnating here in this life, in this body. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel to join our beautiful, growing community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. So, why is it that old souls so often feel alone? As I said in the intro of this video, if you are an advanced soul, an old soul, this means you have lived many, many lifetimes, hundreds, if not thousands of lifetimes. Throughout all of these many lives you've lived before, you have chosen many different kinds of life paths for different reasons. And within these life paths, you chose to experience certain kind of connectedness with others. This means that in your early days as a soul, and by days I mean lives as a soul, you were much more connected in with this matrix, with this 3D physical matrix that we experience in this life. This means that you had most likely many more connections in the physical with others. You perhaps were much more sociable. You felt much more connected in with those around you. You experienced a deep sense of physical 3D attachment and community because in these last lives, these previous lifetimes, these early lifetimes, you first needed to learn attachment. Now in the more evolved state of your soul, because you have experienced so much variety of attachment, of a deep sense of community and attachment to the physical and the connections forged in the physical. If you're feeling alone, it's because in this life you chose something different, something much more difficult. Most likely, part of why you have been feeling alone your whole life is because you chose to be placed physically, specifically, consciously within a family, within a community, in your particular country, geographical location, for the purpose of being a light in a very dark place. And when I use the terms light and dark, I'm not talking evil and good. I'm talking consciousness and unconsciousness, meaning that you were placed as a highly evolved, highly conscious being in circumstances, communities, and social situations where those around you would be less conscious, meaning less evolved souls. Many of those around you would not understand you. And you knew prior to choosing this body, choosing this life path, that you would feel deeply misunderstood and therefore very alone for a lot of your life here on earth. But you also knew that this loneliness would be like a beautiful portal. A portal to deeper levels of consciousness. Through being alone, you would be able to understand everyone and everything around you in a kind of way that will result in a very, very profound healing and transmutation for those around you. You know, you knew, and you are hopefully remembering day by day that you would, because you had lived so many lives in so many places, be naturally empathic, that you would be able to understand the experience of everyone around you at a much deeper, more intimate level, because most likely in one life or another, you had lived that experience. And because of this, people would at times gravitate to you for help, for advice, for connection, because on some subconscious level, they would know that you have this ability to empathize and also to assist them in their growth, in their healing. You are a path forger, a generational curse breaker. But what this also means is that although many people may feel as though you understand them, and this is really a key to the experience of being an advanced soul and feeling loneliness in this life. Very often, advanced souls feel as though they understand everyone, but no one understands them. And this is what becomes very confusing, because they can be in crowds of people and empathically feel what these people are going through. They are highly energetically perceptive beings. They can meet a stranger and feel a very deep connection to them in the sense that they can feel as though they understand what this person is going through, empathize with them, and even provide them with some kind of assistance or healing. But on the other side of the equation, very often these people feel as though, again, although they understand others, they feel so misunderstood, so utterly not understood by the majority of people. If you are feeling this way, what you need to know, and hopefully what you will remember day by day, is that loneliness is not a negative thing as it's been labeled by society. Society and the world at large would have us to believe that if you are lonely, if you are alone, there must be something wrong with you. But it's almost exactly the opposite that is true when it comes to these advanced souls. You are so on the leading edge of human consciousness. You are forging a path that has never been walked before. You are cutting through a forest, leading the way for perhaps a family, future generations, a community, or simply society collectively. Never forget that, and never allow anyone to make you believe that because you are different, because you are lonely or alone, that somehow you are an outcast, something to be rejected. I hope that you find the courage to embrace yourself in your entirety, body, mind, and soul. The courage to fully wake up in a way that most people never do in a single lifetime, to your fullest potential, to your most authentic and soulful self. And that is a large part of the reason why I first created this channel, this community, to give us a space as those of us who are placed strategically in the physical and places where we might be feeling very alone, to give us a space virtually to connect, to interconnect, and to find one another. These feelings of loneliness, when we experience loneliness as a negative, what is happening here is we have taken on ideas, beliefs, and programming that is not ours, meaning it is contrary to what our soul knows to be true about this aloneness. Aloneness can be experienced as a beautiful, empowering thing, but very often because of this programming, these limited beliefs, these very primal thoughts that become stored in our minds that are picked up through this life, cause us to experience loneliness as a negative, to feel it as isolation, as painful. This is why it is so important every single day to return back home to ourselves, meaning to tune back in to our inner voice, that still quiet voice within us, that is the voice of the soul. And in the process of tuning into ourselves, to tune out all of these chaotic, negative frequencies from the opinions of other people, from what we are being subconsciously told, or how we are being programmed day after day through media, through advertisements, through societal belief systems. It is time for us to throw off these limiting beliefs and ideas and fully step into our power. We are truly modern day energetic alchemists, like the alchemists of old who came to this earth to transmute, to change raw materials of no value into precious metals of immense value. We come here to transmute darkness, pain, unconsciousness into light, into beauty, into empowerment of the self and others, into manifestation of all areas of our life, meaning taking back conscious control of the ways in which we flow our thoughts, flow our energy. For this purpose, I have created a subliminal meditation that I have named the Ultimate Alchemist Transformation. This subliminal is designed to reach into the deep recesses of your subconscious, to uproot the limiting beliefs that may have been holding you back in all areas of life, mind, body, and soul. This is a very comprehensive subconscious mind reprogramming subliminal to assist you in manifesting your desires, your ideal life, your ideal self in all areas, in all ways. The link to this subliminal is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. It comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I have available over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. You can pick and choose whichever subliminals resonate most with you and combine them into your own private personal playlists. You can also listen to any subliminal in many different sound options depending on your personal preference. So again, this is the Ultimate Alchemist Transformation Subliminal, linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. You can try it out completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, magical rest of your day. Remember that loneliness is an illusion. Just because you are placed strategically in a way that causes you to experience physical isolation does not mean that you are alone. There are so many of us here, now over 83,000 of us beautiful, like-minded, advanced souls here on this channel. So be sure to subscribe and join our soul tribe here. I will talk to you again in the next podcast.